sick, successful and unnatural. I throw these songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS.
Years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what the about that? Hey, yo, Prince, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Chicago Bears. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further, as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Hey, look at the defense for these Texans. Well, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They run over center with Mitchell. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
First down. First and goal at the 9-yard
to the air, Williams. This is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Kirsten Loveland, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Looking to put a drive together. Stroud sets up the play action. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Got his man down. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
All right.
Stroud looking to throw. Open man is Collins. He's got it. Past the 20. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 42 yards. And the Texans respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. And he'll take it a yard or so past. The 20, call it the 21. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Here's 2nd and 10. On the counter, Mitchell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Here's Williams. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Looking to throw is Williams. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. The Bears at 2-4 here in the first half of the year. And they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football. But if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to. Whatever the method there, it worked for them.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief that, hey, we're going to get it done.
And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards. You look at the defense for these Texans. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw, it's Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Painted mayo bimbo.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
This is fielded at the 7. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and free.
To the right side and intercepted. And the Bears are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard
Connor, he's
line.
looking on the screen.
Intercepted. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. There's a short one caught by Loveland. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right of the yard.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, Williams. Finding Walker, complete. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A run straight ahead with Achane. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Devon Achane with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go?
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And he leaped over him. And a little bit of daylight. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 34 yards.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
On play action, here's Williams. To the left side, into the hands of Odunze. And down inside the 15 he goes. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Throwing is Williams. And he's got it. Touchdown. Luther Burden halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50 as his guys are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes this a 9-point game.
Texans 12.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Already.
Stroud. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Throwing now is Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Brings up
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Looking to throw. Williams. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. From the gun, here's Williams. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They'll go. Here's Williams. He's going to kick that to his running back out of the backfield. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and that'll keep this a 9-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Final play of the half, Stroud.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and
he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Houston. Devon Achane with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
Makes the score Bears 21, Texans 19.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Jalen Petrie coming up to bring him down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Second and 6.
He'll get this into the hands of the Dune zone.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going to try and throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Colston Loveland, his second touchdown of the night. And the Bears take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes this a 9-point game.
So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown. Stroud is hit, and the ball is loose. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
And Stroud now to throw. They set up the screen. Achane has it.
And some space here. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the fourth down.
On the move past the 40.
And down to the 27-yard line. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 151 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Bears are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a
and this is going to be intercepted.
Darren Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 41.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Stroud to throw it.
And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
Bears, first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
To the air, Williams. Now he'll tuck this and run.
I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
I've become a firm believer over the years that many drops happen before the ball's even snapped. When you call a wide receiver screen, as we saw there, I know these guys really well.
And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there. He's got a Bears touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead.
36, Texans 19.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
First down, Houston.
Here's Stroud.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They intercept Stroud again, the 3rd time in this game.